Hello, I'm a geek for fun, and today we're doing a very special video with my very special wife. Say hi.
Hi.
Are we going with Queen for fun? Is that the title we're giving you?
Sure.
All right. So this is Queen for fun. If you need that in the comments below, and we saw a very hot takey style thread on Twitter, so we're gonna decide to jump on that and do a bunch of our own power scaling debates.
My favorite.
Now, the fun thing about this is we'll be doing power scaling events on some shows we've seen all the way through, some things we're very well knowledged, and in some things we have nothing on but very strong opinions on that have we are not finished.
Yes. You said everything you were gonna say. I don't know what you're say.
Okay,
yes, that's what we're doing.
All right, that's it. This is it. We're starting that. All right. So the first one that started all of this, and if you've been on Twitter, you've probably seen it. This was the Scarlet Witch and Wanda. No, Wanda is the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Witch and Jean Grey the Phoenix versus.
Did you write Wanda and Scarlet Witch?
Yes, I did. Jean Grey and Scarlet Witch versus Batman and Superman.
Could you make them? If you're gonna do the names, then just do Phoenix and Dark Phoenix.
Who would win in the fight?
I already told you this on Twitter. I already yelled at you to the masses.
They haven't heard
Everyone
it.
knows.
Okay, cool. Great video.
Anyways, my name is Smugstick.
I said Batman and Superman would win because historically Batman and Superman as a combo is pretty undefeated, the world's finest. Yes, I know they've got reality warping. Yes, I know the Phoenix Force is like a god. I don't really care. Batman and Superman have faced things like that all the time. Mr. Mixelsplit, Batmite, etc. Darkseid, yada yada yada.
And they've always villain Batmite.
He's a Batman villain.
I know. I'm just saying, really intense there.
He's not intense, but he's beat the hell out of.
As I said on Twitter already to the masses, my problem is with Superman. Superman I can buy would win because OP Superman is kind of usually clears in most cases.
Right.
But Batman is only, if you're going with actual logical power scaling and not just how some douchebag wrote him because they felt like it, or multiple douchebags in this case, Batman is not lasting against the Phoenix and Scarlet Witch. Like, I'm not even a big Scarlet Witch fan or a big Phoenix fan, but a telepath and a reality warper against Batman, that's just dumb. It's only fanboys are gonna be like, oh, Batman clears. If he has the prep time, Batman clears. Kill you.
The reason I say Batman isn't just because it's Batman on his own. You can make arguments for that, but it's specifically the combination of Batman and Superman. It isn't like adding them both together and like, oh, watch matchup they're gonna have. Those two together seems to just be like this multiplication, like ultimate thing that you just can't overcome. Like the rules of reality just say if those two are on the same team, even if they're not on the Justice League, it's just those two. Yeah, okay, you're bored. That's what I'm saying. You guys sound out in the comments. Don't want to hear it. All right, now comic stuff out of the way. We're gonna jump right into a very toxic, very current agenda in the One Piece community, and that is Shanks versus Mihawk. Where do you stand?
I don't really like either of them, TBH. So.
But we're being objective and no bias here.
Just because I know where they end up, I'm gonna say Mihawk.
You're gonna say Mihawk?
Just because I know where they end up, and everybody's afraid of Mihawk, and he's kind of like built up to be this big. Like Shanks is well known, but he's not like built up to be like top tier until later in the series.
Okay, till later. Yeah, that's fair.
So I think Mihawk is probably initially. It depends on what part of the series you're talking.
We're talking about the end game of One Piece when it's all said and done. Who will be stronger?
It'll probably be Shanks who's still alive, but that's a pretty.
Do you think Mihawk has a better chance of living over Shanks?
Yeah, I think so.
You doubt, because Shanks is the mentor character and they normally kill that in anime.
You said, do you think Mihawk has a better chance of living over Shanks? And I said yes.
Anyway.
So I agreed with your statement.
I know, I forgot what I said. I got lost in your eyes.
Yeah.
I tend to think Mihawk as well, just because I think Mihawk's only defining thing is being really strong, the world's strongest swordsman. Shanks has some other things to him outside of being strong, so I feel like Oda's gonna be like, oh, well, Shanks will be like number 2, but he's got this, and this going for him. Whereas if Mihawk isn't the strongest swordsman, he has like nothing to his name. He has no purpose. And it kind of devalues Zoro's whole thing. If like, oh Zoro, you beat Mihawk. By the way, this guy with red hair is actually the real strongest swordsman.
Shanks is not really a swordsman, it's not like his thing.
He uses a sword, so it counts.
But he's not like the swordsman. Or Mihawk is known for being
yeah,
the
exactly.
swordsman, so he's like the seven swordsman Naruto version.
Right.
For the...
So that's why I think Mihawk as well. Alright, we actually agreed on that one.
Yeah, that was anticlimactic.
Anyway.
Except when you forgot what you said and then you went back on it.
That was good. Okay. The next one is Goku versus Saitama.
Saitama clears. I mean, I did this whole bit. Hang on.
Do you want to try that again?
I was yawning. It's gotta be Saitama, because his whole thing is that he literally one punch clears. That's like the whole point of the series, right? And like Goku has to fight for longer, and he has to fight for hours to sometimes like equal like Vegeta and certain like off-world fights and stuff. So clearly it's Saitama.
So you're coming at it from the conceptual. What about when people use the argument now? Well, what they've shown, Saitama hasn't shown as big a feats as Goku has.
Well, two things. Dragon Ball fans are illiterate. Number one. Number two.
Okay.
Goku's power scaling varies, and the argument is always like, oh, it couldn't be Goku,
Yeah.
but he's gotten beaten a
Multiple
lot in the
times.
series. Yes, I'm gonna say Saitama.
Okay.
For like 3 different reasons.
Alright, I think that's pretty well reasoned, but just for the devil's argument, I'll say Goku, just because Goku, by the time you get to now...
Are you gonna devil's advocate this shit the entire time?
Maybe. You don't know. I'll throw a curveball. I agreed with you at the start. Content!
Stop yelling content at me.
I'll say Goku, just because out of what they've shown, they've actually displayed... Can you drink a little louder?
Sorry, I was thirsty.
When you get Saitama and what he's displayed is something in like the galaxy range, whereas Goku's fought Beerus and destroyed universes, and then you get like the macrocosm, and you get to other dimensional touring if you want to take him there with like the Dragon Ball Hero stuff. So Goku's just showing more stuff than Saitama I think will ever show in the manga. I don't think One Punch Man's gonna go that long and have him fight people like that. So I'll say Goku, but I understand conceptually why it would make sense for Saitama to be that. But to counter that, Goku also always beats the unbeatable, so that's kind of his thing as well.
Cool. Anyway, what's the next one?
Godzilla versus the Hulk. This is comic Hulk.
I'm gonna say Godzilla.
You're gonna say Godzilla?
Yeah.
Alright, give us a reason. Outside of big.
Big. Sharp teeth, atomic breath. I mean, Hulk has a radiation thing going for him, but he
does.
He doesn't like radiate his radiation.
He kind of does radiate his radiation.
Not to the extent that Godzilla does.
Depends how mad he gets.
Godzilla like cannon.
He does.
Shoots you.
But Hulk gets, if he gets mad enough, he'll get there.
Yeah, but like not like Godzilla.
Like if Godzilla like stepped on Bay, accidentally.
Stepped on what?
Betty.
Oh.
The Hulk's wife.
I was like, who? It's actually his ex-wife, so.
Well, maybe he's thankful.
I couldn't understand the way you said Betty. You had very thick accent when you said that, so I couldn't understand you.
Well, let's just say we're taking peek.
I still say Godzilla.
You still say Godzilla?
Yeah, it doesn't change. I mean,
the World Breaker.
yes.
Ultimate immortal Hulk. How's Godzilla gonna kill the Hulk?
Just yeets him really far away.
Yeets him?
with like the atomic breath, like yeets him.
The next one is a very hotly contested Naruto one. This is Itachi versus Pain.
God, this is such a boring one.
People love this one.
I know, and it's boring.
Why is it boring, and who do you have?
Because I don't care for either of their power sets.
Do you like the characters?
I like Itachi, yeah.
You like Nagata?
He's alright.
Enough.
I'm not Suikage or anything. Pain stan.
But who would you think would win?
What stage eye cancer are we talking for Itachi?
He's took his meds that day. He's still got it, but he's like started the day off right, you know? He's like at the start of the morning, he's showered, he's took his meds, he's put his droplets in.
I'm gonna say Nagato just because I don't think Itachi has the sustainability anymore. I don't think he can't go
The stamina is a valid.
And he puts him in Genjutsu, it's kind of all over.
Yeah, it's over.
But
And that's kind of his thing.
But
he loves doing that.
Nagato's, when he's not in his actual regular body form, is pretty durable and he can go for a long time. And I think Itachi would die and his eyes would bleed.
Yeah, I this is my thing as well, as I do think Itachi, just stats-wise, has him pretty beat. It's just, there's so many of the pains, they can keep coming back. Nagato understands a lot of the Sharingan, he can play keep away, he can tire him out. You've got the summons with that like giant chameleon thing, and
he has the
dogs.
Rinnegan, which is a step above the
It is.
Oh my god, the Sharingan anyway,
So yeah, I'll still say Itachi, because I think if Itachi goes into it, he's smart.
You literally agreed with me 2 seconds ago.
But these are the reasons why it's not a bad argument, and it's why this is.
You just want to do it so it's oppositional. You actually think I'm correct on that one?
No.
Yes.
I'm Itachi stan number 1. No one loves him more than me except for Sasuke.
Except for like literally all the fandom. Yeah, you're right. You're so special.
Alright. Now we're moving to one which is more bias. This is Naruto Uzumaki versus Gojo Satoru.
It pains me to say this because I absolutely hate Gojo. He's the worst thing about JJK. Come for me in the comments. Like, I truly don't care. It's Gojo. It pains me to say this because I do like Naruto like infinitely better than I like Gojo, but given Gojo's power set and that they make him so insanely OP except for certain times. No spoilers. It's pretty... Gojo is like Minato on steroids plus Hashirama basically, so... Naruto. You
know who's like also that, but times a million? Naruto. Alright, this will change a lot, and I'll let you pick it. Which version of Naruto are we talking about here?
Any of them.
They kind of change a lot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously...
Are we talking Hokage Naruto?
Yeah.
Gojo is literally getting blinked away out of existence.
You don't even know Gojo's power set, though.
I do. He's got Limitless and he's got the 6 eyes.
I'm gonna just Google it, and I just want to read it off to you.
Okay, yeah, it's like this thing where it's like infinity between the things, right? It gets, spoilers, it gets overpowered by different domain expansions. So if Naruto comes at him with a gajillion Rasen Shurikens, I don't care what he's got.
The most powerful techniques: Limitless, 6 eyes, Curse Technique, Lapse blue, Curse Technique, Reversal red, Unlimited Void, Hollow Technique purple. Naruto literally got bested already by like being put into another dimension, so I mean he's kind of already canonically fucked by that, so...
I'm gonna take your Godzilla argument and I'm just gonna say Big Rasengan, because JJK characters are just...
He doesn't like to kill anybody either.
He doesn't, but he's gonna have to.
He's gonna piss around too long.
Even if he does, Gojo can't hurt him. He's too durable. Like, Naruto characters, especially like Hokage Naruto, is on like...
anymore, so he's on that.
We're talking about when he's got the 9 tails. We're talking like when it is at peak.
Still then, I still think.
Even without it, he'd still beat the fuck out of Gojo.
Again, I'd like to agree with you, but you're
No,
wrong.
I'm right. Just because...
You don't even watch JJ.
I know! But I researched this shit. I read the Sukuna versus Gojo fight. Spoilers.
Stop!
I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna...
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah. They don't even blow up a town during their fight. They're like normal people with cursed powers. Naruto is a superhuman being. He wins. GG. A billion shadow clones are gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Okay, it makes you feel better.
It kind of does. It kind of makes me feel really good. Alright. The next one is Superman versus Goku. Superman, moving on. I love you.
I redeemed myself with that opinion.
Yeah. The next one is Beast Gohan versus Broly. This is a Dragon Ball. Who is the current non-god strongest, basically?
It's Beast Gohan.
It's Beast Gohan?
I mean, I don't like Gohan. I like Broly better than Gohan, but it's pretty much established that Beast is the strongest thing that exists in Dragon Ball. That's the non-god. That's not Beerus. That's not Omni.
Right.
So it's Beast Gohan. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to say that. I don't want to say that because die Gohan, but
What do you think of the idea that Broly has like more kind of like Hulk rage? Like if he kept going, he would surpass him eventually. But Gohan's just smarter. Do you think that makes sense?
I think that's fine as a theory.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that again,
No.
but it's and Dragon Ball kind of swaps around their power, their their ranking and hierarchy too.
This will
so-
change like next year or something.
or like next movie or something.
Yeah,
will change
exactly.
It. But as of today, Beast Gohan.
Beast Gohan, the strongest of today.
Don't let me say it again.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Next one is Ben 10 versus Green Lantern.
That's fun. I like that one a lot.
What are you feeling? What's the temperature on this?
Initially, I did say Ben 10. I was like, no, Ben 10, aliens, cool. Different like powers and stuff from the aliens. But the more I thought about it, I was like, well, it depends on which lantern you're talking about, and well, it depends on which variation of the Green Lantern you're talking about.
From what I've seen, most people just pick Hal.
Why? He's the least interesting one.
He's like the basic one.
But he's the least interesting one.
Who would you pick? John?
Yeah.
Alright, so John Stewart versus Ben 10.
I guess Kyle would be the most powerful one you could pick out of all.
He
all
would
of
be.
them. So if you want to go for like who could beat Ash,
Do you think he
more-
needs the White Lantern against that? He's kind of something else at that point. He's kind of cheating.
But he's still like he has more powerful like what are they called? What's
Yeah,
What's
the
word?
rings, power rings.
Not the rings, but he has more
Willpower.
The rings constructs. Thank you.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like it's a C word. But
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that.
The constructs that he has more range of what he can construct because he's an
Mhm.
artist. So if it's Kyle, I'm gonna say Kyle. If it's some of the other lanterns, then I'm gonna say. But not just a kid though, too. At the same time,
A lot of them pick like teenage Ben 10 and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen
he's
that.
still young though.
He's still young. He's never like a.
On a super good day, it could be a pretty decent matchup. But I'm still gonna say Green Lantern. I think.
I have the DC bias, so I'm gonna say Green Lantern as well. But I know Ben 10 has like some.
Ian Harrington screaming, crying, and throwing up.
I know there's like an alien that Ben has called Alien X, which is apparently like God that he can transform into. I never saw those episodes.
But he's still a kid. He'll still use it like a kid. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that was
point.
past my time, so I'm not sure. Let us know if the comments if that changes. But I'm gonna say Green Lantern just because I know the DC lore. I know that the power rings are like the most power. It can create anything. I know the Omnitrix is like limited to what he scanned. So I say Green Lantern, but alright, this was fun. Mario versus Sonic.
Is this from Easy?
Yes.
It was? Okay, yeah. I mean, Mario doesn't really have that many power. He just eats stuff, right? Like
He's
Mario's...
got he's got some crazy shit in like Mario Galaxy and stuff. It goes into space and like he chucks Bowser into a black hole.
But like, he's still...
He's like strong.
He's just a plumber, though. He's just a guy.
He's strong. He's.
I mean, Italian is not a superpower last I checked.
Nintendo kind of thinks it is.
You said, Mario, go back to your own country. You're not one.
Sonic's got it.
I'm gonna say Sonic, because Sonic has an actual, like, superpower, basically.
Yeah.
Mario is just a dude that they give stuff to.
Okay, I comment section. I don't agree with that. I know Mario is strong, but I'm still gonna say Sonic because I think Sonic's stronger. I think Sonic is beating most people on this list.
I mean, Mario just does shrooms, basically.
He sure does.
Okay.
Next one is Momoshiki versus Kaguya. The Battle of the Otsutsuki.
I love them both.
I know, I love them both as well.
I want to... Is sandwich an option? I know the answer in my heart, but because everyone hates Kaguya, I want to give a different answer because everybody and their brother's a Kaguya hater. Like, she's not even the...
I know.
But since she's, like, terrified of Momoshiki, probably Momoshiki.
It's probably Momoshiki.
Even though Momoshiki, quote-unquote, dies, he kind of does it on purpose.
Exactly.
So I'm going to say it's Momoshiki because she's afraid of him. She runs away from Momoshiki.
Yeah, the whole thing was making armies to stop Momoshiki.
So I'm going to say Momoshiki.
Yeah, I say Momoshiki as well, especially like the fused.
They're both... I want to say they're both fine for the record.
They do be fine. The thing with Kaguya that I think is interesting, because a lot of people undersell her. I think this is closer than people make it out to be. I don't think Kaguya is as like behind the Boruto characters as a lot of people trying to make her out to be. I think she's still pretty relevant to a lot of things because Ishiki and her being a pair and her actually being able to hurt Ishiki as bad as he did, even if it was off guard, even if she snuck him, implies that Kaguya could still compete with the best of them because Ishiki was ridiculously powerful. So I'm gonna say Momoshiki, but Kaguya's not that far behind. She's always losing, but she could actually compete. If he's messing around, he's gonna get hurt. Orochimaru versus Mahito.
I love them both so much. I respect both of their hustles. That's an almost really even one because Mahito on paper is stronger, right? But Orochimaru is definitely a lot smarter than Mahito is. Mahito just kind of was just born literally yesterday and just kind of goes with it. Mahito is very much an on-vibes type of villain, but technically, though I guess Orochimaru could like experiment on you the same way that, but Mahito is more instantaneous, whereas Orochimaru is more like
he's a little more set up.
Yeah.
Orochimaru also though, because we're taking like peak versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still have their arms. Thank you. They'd be able to bring. They'd be able to use the Edo Tensei. They'd be able to summon the dead to fight alongside them. So is Mahito gonna be able to fight Orochimaru and the Hokage at the same time? Because Orochimaru could do that.
Mahito is kind of a lazy fighter that only fights 1v1.
Orochimaru's kind of lazy as well.
They'd probably just make out or something. They probably wouldn't bother fighting each other. Two non-binary royalties do not fight each other. They just kiss.
They just kiss. And then the final one we got here is kind of a weird one. A little JJK versus Naruto here. We've got Sukuna versus Pain.
Sukuna.
From what I've seen, I probably would say Sukuna as well. Just because Pain doesn't really have a lot of things to be able to stop that.
I mean, Sukuna just pulls those bars out and calls it a day, and Nagato just collapses and dies.
Do you think Sukuna has any way?
Sukuna?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Leave me alone. I'm not pronouncing on this.
Do you think Sukuna has any way to stop the planetary devastation? Like, how's he gonna get out of that? He's just a normal. He's not a normal dude, but like how can he fight gravity? Does anyone in JJ? I don't know. Do anyone in JJK like have anything that can stop that?
I don't know.
Guess.
I mean, I'm sure Sukuna can use some form of domain expansion, so it can just go somewhere else.
Do you think the Renegon can see the domain expansion there? They can see other dimensions.
Probably, but it wouldn't be fast enough, I would think.
You know, that probably fair.
Renegon has some loading time to it. We've seen that before.
He is looking through 6 screens.
And also, Nagato is like on death's door at all times, so I mean, if he doesn't use his corpse puppet Yahiko, he really can't do much of anything. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna say. I mean, he fought children in a village, but yeah, I'm gonna say Sukuna.
You're gonna say Sukuna. I'm gonna say Pain, just because I'm biased. And that brings us to the end of this video.
That was a lot faster than I thought it was gonna be.
If you'd like to see more of this, please let us know.
I feel like you fought with me more sitting in bed, just bringing these concepts up than we did on the recording, TBH.
Honestly, yeah.
It's kind of anticlimactic.
Anticlimactic?
Don't listen, this is ass.
I kept telling you to stop talking, because it would be good content.
Well, you got your content.
I got my content.
I mean, we'll never release this episode because you never finish editing your videos or post anything.
Anyway,
so.
bye everyone!
Bye.